Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm sharing a project for you for LDRS Creative, and we are going to make a candy cane card using the Goody Gumdrops stamp set over at the LDRS Creative Shop. I like the candy stick, and I thought it'd be perfect to create a candy cane. Well, without the cane, just the candy cane stick. So I'm going to stamp this 3 times. We're going to use my Raven ink pad. We'll just ink up our image and then I'll slide my paper over so I can stamp that 3 times on some white cardstock. And I got a little bit of ink smudge, and I'm thinking I can get away with fussy cutting around that. Okay, I'm going to use 2 Copic markers just to color in the stripes here. R37 will be my lightest shade, and then R59 will be my darkest shade. I'm just adding darker shades left and right of the stripe, and I'm going to continue all along my candy canes. After I got that done, I'm going to fussy cut them out, and then I did go ahead and add some glitter drops to the white area just so it wasn't so white. I'm going to set that aside so it can dry. Now I wanted to create some green in my on my card today, so I'm bringing in the Pick of the Patch stamp set. There's a little gingham leaf in here, and I think I can get away with using this as a holly leaf. So I stamped the plaid part with black ink, and then I'm stamping the stem of a berry that's in this set with my black ink too, my Raven ink pad. And then now for my leaf, I'm going to bring in my olive branch ink, and using the solid leaf image, it's going to fit right over the top. It's a layering stamp. So I'm going to stamp the solid layer with my green ink. So we have a green and black plaid leaf. I thought that was really neat. Now for my berries, I'm going to be using the Kiss Me Red ink pad, and I'm just going to ink up my berries and then add them to my branch. And it's a layering stamp also, so it lines up beautifully. And then I do have the coordinating dies. After we have everything stamped, I'll take my coordinating dies and die cut out my leaves and my berries. We'll just line those up. Okay, and I only ended up die cutting out 2 leaves and then 3 berries. We're going to set those aside, and in the meantime we're going to create our background, and I'm going to bring in my Scalloped Border dies. This is probably the second to the whitest one, and I'm going to create a border on the left and right of my panel. I'm just going to run one side at a time through my die cut machine, and then I'll remove that from that one side and then tape it down to the right side. This way I have a scallop border on the left and the right of my panel here. And I'm using the grid lines on my mat just to make sure that I get this straight. I kind of wanted my scallops to kind of line up. Okay, once that's run through my die cut machine, we'll set this aside, and then I'm going to bring in another die. This die here is from the Practically Oval frame set, and it has a little tag in there, so I die cut that out with white cardstock. And then for my sentiment, we're going to bring in a stamp set called Wordalicious. It kind of goes with the candy theme. I'm going to stamp the word sweet with my black ink, and then right underneath the sweet we're going to stamp holiday. So it'll say Sweet Holiday. Just clean that off and grab our holiday, and we're going to offset the holiday just a little bit. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to take some black and white baker's twine and thread that through my tag. I like to fold it in half, loop it, and then thread it through the hole and then pull it the ends through. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow. We'll go ahead and trim the tails of our string here, and our sentiment is ready to go. Okay, we're going to set our sentiment aside, and I'm going to bring in the Christmas Cottage paper pack. This has such pretty Christmas patterns in here, and I chose the plaid one here. I trimmed it down to a panel that was a card front size, so it's 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches, and I went ahead and taped that to my card base. I'm going to go ahead and pop up my scallop panel and my tag. We'll go ahead and remove the release paper off of our scallop panel and then place that right in the center of our card base. And I'm pretty sure my candy canes are dry by now with that glitter on them. I just added a little bit, so it dried pretty quick. I put foam adhesive behind my little berries and also my leaf. And then for my candy canes, I had added adhesive behind there. So we're going to directly adhere those to our, almost to the left of our scallop panel here. I wanted to save a little bit of room, but I'm just crisscrossing them. Lovely. And then where they gather in the middle, I'm going to put the end of the tag and tack that down. And then we're going to do a little tucking with our berries. There's a little open space next to the holiday, so I put a berry there. And then we're kind of going to go in a triangle shape with the rest of the berries. We'll go ahead and add our leaves. I'm going to move this berry over just a little bit and add our leaf right there. Doing a little tucking underneath that tag, so you can't tell that the leaves are just not floating. Okay, now for finishing touches, I'm just going to bring in some red gems just that I had in my stash. We're going to add 3 of them to the base of the green leaves, and then that finishes off my project for today, guys. Super fun. I love candy. Love any kind of candy, really, not just at Christmas time, but I think this is such a fun card. Links are down below in the description area if you guys want to check that out. I wish you a fantastic day. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.